For quite some time, both the Chase Sapphire Reserve card and the Amex Platinum card were considered the go-to premium credit cards of choice. But last year, Capital One decided to join the party with the Capital One Venture X card. Not only is it cheaper in price on an annual basis, it also offers some fantastic benefits and user perks. Hi, my name's Daniel, and in this video, I'm going to go over all of the benefits and perks of both the Chase Sapphire Reserve card and the Capital One Venture X card. I'll look at how much value for money each card can offer you, and then at the end of the video, I'll give you my opinion on which card is the better choice. And with that being said, let's jump straight into it. So who are these cards good for? Both of these cards are specifically good for frequent travelers, as a lot of the benefits that come with each of these cards are travel related. Both of these cards have a relatively high annual fee, which can sometimes be a bit of a turn-off. But you will see later in this review that it is quite easy to cover the cost of the annual fee with the sign-up bonus and the travel reward credit that comes with each card. But remember, it's always worth taking into account what benefits you are most likely to use with a specific credit card. If the benefits don't match your lifestyle, then the card may not be suitable for you. Annual fee. So the first thing to look at is how much each card costs on an annual basis. And as both of these cards are premium credit cards, they are relatively pricey. Starting first with the Capital One Venture X card, the annual fee is currently $395. And considering the value of the sign-up bonus and benefits included, I think it's quite a reasonable price. Next up with the Chase Sapphire Reserve card, the annual fee is $550, which is $155 more than the Venture X card. Basically, you're looking at an additional 42 cents each day of card ownership. So in terms of the annual fee, the Venture X card is clearly better value than the Chase Sapphire Reserve card, as it is $155 cheaper on an annual basis. Sign-up bonus. Now let's take a closer look at what sign-up bonus is currently on offer with each card. And just note that these offers change quite often, so they may well be different in the future. So starting first with the Capital One Venture X card, it is possible to earn 75,000 bonus miles after spending $4,000 on purchases within the first 3 months of opening the account. Now these miles are worth 1 cent per point, making this sign-up bonus worth $750. But just note that it is possible to receive even more value by transferring these miles to partner airlines or hotels, which is something that I will go over later in this review. Next up, with the Chase Sapphire Reserve card, the current sign-up bonus is 60,000 points after spending the same $4,000 on purchases within the first 3 months of opening the account. Now using these points through Chase Ultimate Rewards will see a value of 1.5 cents per point, which values this sign-up bonus at $900. And just like the Capital One Venture X card, it is possible to transfer these points to travel partners for even more value. So for this section, the Chase Sapphire Reserve card is the winner, as it offers a sign-up bonus that is worth $150 more than what the Capital One Venture X card is offering. And given that the Venture X card is $155 cheaper on an annual basis, makes both of these cards pretty much evenly valued up until this point of the review. Points earning potential. Now, an important aspect of a good credit card is its ability to earn points or miles. This will help to increase the amount of value you can get from a given card greatly. So let's start with the Capital One Venture X card. The highest miles earning potential with this card is 10 times miles for purchases on hotels and car rentals that are booked through Capital One Travel. So for every $1,000 that you spend on these categories, you will receive 10,000 miles that are worth at least $100. Next up, any flights that are booked through Capital One Travel will receive 5 times miles, and then all other purchases will receive 2 times miles. Now with the Chase Sapphire Reserve card, there is a slightly wider range of options for earning points. So just like the Venture X card, it is also possible to earn 10 times points on hotels and car rental purchases that are made through Chase Ultimate Rewards. And until March 31st, 2025, all Lyft rides will also receive 10 times points. So the same $1,000 spent on these categories will also earn 10,000 points, but it will be worth at least $150, as these points are worth 1.5 cents per point. Additionally, it will also be possible to earn 10 times points on dining when booked through the Ultimate Rewards program. Then flights that are purchased through Chase Ultimate Rewards will receive the same 5 times points. It is possible to earn 3 times points for the following purchases that are not booked through Ultimate Rewards: travel, dining at restaurants, takeout and delivery services. Then all other purchases will earn 1 point per dollar spent. So for this section, the Chase Sapphire Reserve card is the winner, as it has even more options for earning points than the Venture X card. Also, Chase Sapphire Reserve points are worth 50% more when redeemed through their travel portal, Chase Ultimate Rewards. Ability to transfer points or miles. Now, one of the best ways to receive maximum value from your points or miles is to transfer them to one of the many travel partners that is associated with the given card. It's not uncommon to find some fabulous deals that can be worth substantially more than what you would get using their travel portal. So let's take a closer look at how each card stacks up in terms of its ability to transfer points or miles. So starting first with the Capital One Venture X card, it is possible to transfer miles to 17 different travel partners, 15 of them being airlines and the other 2 being hotels. Now, all of the airlines present a value of 1 to 1, and then with Accor hotels, the rate is a bit lower at 2 to 1.5, and then the choice hotels are 2 to 1. So there is a decent range of travel partners to choose from, and if you have the time, it is possible to find some pretty good deals. Now, with the Chase Sapphire Reserve card, there is not as many options to choose from. Currently, there is 11 airlines and 3 hotel partners. And this is not a bad thing, as the options that are on offer are very good. Also with Chase, there is actually the ability to transfer points to domestic airlines, which the Venture X card doesn't offer. And all points can be transferred at a ratio of 1:1. So for this section, even though the Venture X card has more options to choose from, I personally think that the Chase Sapphire Reserve card has even more variety when it comes to airlines, as it is possible to book a domestic carrier. I also think the hotel partners are better. Benefits and user perks. Now, when it comes to the benefits and user perks, both of these cards offer a ton of value, and if used effectively, they can easily offset the cost of the annual fee and leave you with a fair bit of extra value. So let's start with the Capital One Venture X card. And one benefit that is really nice is the annual travel credit. Basically, when making a booking through the Capital One travel portal, it is possible to receive up to $300 in statement credits each year. And just this benefit alone brings the annual fee of the card down to $95. Now, each card anniversary, there is an anniversary bonus of 10,000 bonus miles, which just so happens to be worth $100. So basically, with the travel credit and the anniversary bonus, the card is essentially free. Then there is a $100 credit that can be used on either TSA PreCheck or Global Entry. With the Venture X card, there is access to the Capital One Lounge for you and up to 2 guests. The only thing to know about this is that there is only one functional lounge at the moment, but they are expected to open up a few more by year's end. Now, there is also a complimentary Priority Pass Select membership that provides access for you and up to 2 guests to well over 1,000 airport lounges all over the world. And this is worth $429. So all of these benefits are worth $929, not including access to the Capital One Lounge. Then if you minus the annual fee of $395, you're looking at an overall value of $534. Now, with the Chase Sapphire Reserve card, you get a similar $300 annual travel credit. And there is a benefit to this credit over the Venture X card, as you don't have to book through Chase to earn the credit. Basically, any purchase that is made on a travel-related category will receive a statement credit, which makes this very easy to use. Now, exactly the same as the Venture X card, there is the same $100 credit for TSA PreCheck or Global Entry, and then the same complimentary Priority Pass membership that is worth $429. Now, additional benefits that only come with the Chase Sapphire Reserve card are a complimentary DoorDash subscription that is worth $96 a year, and this provides you with no delivery fees on orders that are $12 or more. There is also a $5 credit each calendar month. Another benefit is a $10 monthly credit that can be used at GoPuff, and GoPuff basically provides a home delivery service for a large range of different products. So all up, these benefits are worth $1,045. So if you minus the annual fee of $550, you are left with an overall value of $495. So for this section, the Venture X card has the edge. In terms of actual value, it offers $39 more than the Chase Sapphire Reserve card, and it also has access to the Capital One Lounge. Insurance coverage. So as with most premium credit cards, along with all of the perks you receive, there is also quite a decent array of insurance-related coverage that can be used on things like travel and general purchases. And seeing that both of these cards are Visa Infinite cards, some of the coverage is quite similar. So starting first with the Capital One Venture X card, there is an auto rental collision damage waiver, and this covers rental cars for up to $75,000 in the event of theft or physical damage to a rental vehicle. Then there is trip cancellation interruption insurance that can cover up to $2,000 per person if your trip is cut short for a covered reason. And this covers you, your spouse or domestic partner, and your dependent children as long as you have paid for the trip entirely with the card. You will also receive trip delay reimbursement of up to $500 per ticket if your trip is delayed by more than 6 hours. And this allows 1 claim per covered trip. Then if your carry-on or checked-on luggage is lost or damaged by a carrier, you will be covered by lost luggage reimbursement for up to $3,000 per trip. There is cell phone protection that covers up to $800 if your phone is stolen or damaged. And this can be claimed 2 times in a 12-month period for a total value of $1,600. Any claims that are successfully made will also incur a $50 deductible fee. With return protection, new purchasers will receive up to 90 days of coverage for items that a merchant won't take back. And this covers up to $300 per item and a total of $1,000 per year. There is also purchase security that provides 90 days of coverage on new purchases against damage or theft. This benefit covers up to $10,000 per claim and $50,000 per cardholder. Finally, there is extended warranty protection that provides up to 1 extra year of coverage on manufacturer's warranties that are 3 years or less. And this covers up to $10,000 per claim and a total of $50,000 per cardholder. Now, as I mentioned before, most of the coverage with the Chase Sapphire Reserve card is the same as the Venture X card, but there are a couple of small differences. So the auto rental collision damage waiver coverage is the same and covers up to $75,000. Then with the trip cancellation interruption insurance, the coverage is substantially more than the Venture X card. Basically, it will cover up to $10,000 per person and $20,000 per trip, which is a lot more than the Venture X card. The trip delay reimbursement and the lost luggage reimbursement is the same as the Venture X card. Interestingly enough, there is no cell phone protection with the Chase Sapphire Reserve card. With return protection, the Reserve card offers a slightly higher coverage of $500 per item compared to $300 for the Venture X card, and then the same $1,000 per year. The purchase protection that comes with the Reserve card is similar to the purchase security that comes with the Venture X card, but it provides 120 days of coverage, which is 30 days more than the Venture X card. With extended warranty protection, you get the same 1 additional year of coverage on warranties that are 3 years or less. There is emergency evacuation and transportation that covers up to $100,000 if you or your immediate family become injured or become sick during a trip. Then finally, there is emergency medical and dental benefit that covers up to $2,500 if you are on a trip that is 100 miles or more from your home. So in terms of insurance coverage, the Chase Sapphire Reserve card does have an advantage over the Venture X card in terms of overall coverage, although it would be nice if it included cell phone protection. APR. So as per usual, let's take a look at what the current APR is for each card and what fees are charged for making use of a cash advance. So starting first with the Venture X card, the APR for purchases and balance transfers is currently between 18.49% and 25.49%, and a balance transfer will incur a fee of 3% of the amount of each transfer. Getting a cash advance will have an APR of 25.49% and will also incur a fee of $10 or 3% of the amount of each cash advance, whichever amount is more. Finally, there is no mention of a penalty APR, but there will be a charge of up to $40 if you make a late payment. Now, with the Chase Sapphire Reserve card, the APR for purchases and balance transfers is currently between 19.24% to 26.24%. Balance transfers will also incur a fee of either $5 or 5% of the amount of each transfer, whichever amount ends up being more. A cash advance will have an APR of 27.24% and will also incur a fee of either $10 or 5% of the amount of each cash advance. The penalty APR is 29.99% and will incur a fee of up to $40 if you fail to make a payment or you have a payment returned by your bank. So in terms of the APR associated with each card, the Capital One Venture X card is the better card as it has lower rates than the Reserve card. Final thoughts. So that pretty much covers everything there is to know about both of these cards, and I must say that they both provide very similar value. With the Venture X card, you can enjoy a lower annual fee and still receive a ton of benefits and value. One thing it falls behind on is the fact that the miles are not as valuable as the Chase Sapphire Reserve points. Now, even though the Sapphire Reserve card is $155 more on an annual basis, it is really quite easy to cover this cost. I've had this card since it first came out in 2016 and have always made up for the cost of the annual fee within a couple of months of paying for the annual fee. Also, the $300 travel credit is a lot easier to use with the Reserve card than it is with the Venture X card. And this is because you have to book through Capital One Travel to actually use the credit with that card, whereas with the Reserve card, you just need to use the card on travel-related purchases. Either way, I still really like the Venture X card and would be happy to add it to my wallet. Now, if you're looking for an even more exclusive credit card than either of these cards, why not check out this video here where I talk about the American Express Platinum card.